Hello again. This is Vildra. I am back and it's time to deal with the pancakes. And I realized after doing 6 houses that I can probably actually join their household. If I just say I'm going to move in here. Okay, so I'm gonna sell all of that, of course. So I'm moving in with 603,000. Okay. I did a test drive of this because I don't know these people. I haven't even said hello to them. And she is in her pajamas. Maybe you should change outfit to begin with. And maybe a friendly introduction. I also figured out what I want to do with this. I'm going to go in build mode and check this out. Because I don't like this. So we're going to change this. If I can remember which button it is. It doesn't go further in, does it? No. Okay, and then I want to remove this wall trim. And also I want to put on a roof. I don't want it to be nighttime. I'm going to put on this roof. Is it too far in? And take out the eaves on this side and on this side. Now there will be a very small gap here, but who's going to see that? And I will copy this to the other side. And take out the eaves on this side and add eaves on this one. And I found this really funky color. Was it on this one? Look at this. It's sort of blue but still more green. I thought this looked really cool. And I also decided on making this house. This comes in a pure white. I'm going to make the house white. And I'm going to remove that wall trim down there, or floor trim, whichever it is. This here thing. How do I do this? and this. And I'm going to put on another one. Or not. I think do I need it for the columns? I need it for, yes I do. Can we have a white one? So happy to have found a white color that is actually white. And I'm also going to change the foundation to this, which I think looks much better. And these stairs, I'm going to make them white. And the patio floors, I'm also going to make white. Hello, white. I tried turning all the filters on, and it didn't show all colors. I don't trust the filters anymore. I had issues with that in the Rags to Riches, where I searched for yellow counters and the new ones didn't come up, even though I knew I had used them in yellow. I want to change that floor too. Okay, I think I'm gonna let them keep the doors and fences and columns, because I think it looks pretty good. Did I delete a wall here? I am so sorry. I did not mean to. I'm going to change the roof trim as well, because yeah, I don't think I did. I'm going to use this one for these roofs and this one for these. And there's no clipping really. This roof goes down here, but I think that is just natural. I also turned off the background sound because I don't really need it, do I? This balcony has no ceiling. I'm not sure it needs any ceiling. From up here you can see the where oops, I don't know what I did there, but I didn't want to do it probably. But I mean, who looks at a roof from that angle? From down here, it looks good. And you mostly have it off anyway. But I think these I'm not sure. This looks green from up here. Like it's not the same color as the. It's supposedly blue. It's probably just the light. It's just the light. And now this looks green. No, it doesn't. I'm going to let them keep the windows and doors unless they cause a problem when I go to do the interior, which I'm going to do now. So I'm going to jump in to the interior, and I will speed it up from there. So I'll say goodbye now, but I'll do voiceover for the speed up afterwards. So we're going to jump into the interior now. It seems that they have separate bedrooms, and they are quite different. In this living room, it's sort of modern, but I didn't see the point of these cupboards with plates around the TV. So initially I tried to swap them out for more modern ones. Back to, I want to use that sofa in that color, but it's not going to happen here. But well, I had some issues with this, with the downstairs here, really, before I finally settled. I copied the wallpaper from the hallway there and thought, well, it could be a black and white theme again, but I'm not going to stay with that. And I was thinking about changing the curtains. And I don't know what's with those plates on the walls and so low. I didn't get it. And they had fairly modern sofas, and then these really ancient side tables in the corners. I don't know. And all the windows were different heights. Oh, I'm a bit jumpy. I put those paintings away because I thought I might use them later, but I didn't want to throw them out yet. But I'm not happy with these shelves. Oh, I had to put lights everywhere because I couldn't see what I was doing. It was, as usual, very dark. And I switch it around a lot here, trying to find something, find the hook that gives me the color scheme for the room, and I haven't found it yet. But I think that rug will sort of give me some relief. And I don't really like the look of those counters. They look very kitcheny, so I tried these ones, and I'm back to the ones with the plates. And now I'm doing white, and they look grey. So I got desperate, and I thought I'll put some lights up all over, both underneath the cupboards and above. And it looks crazy. It looks grey, and it didn't matter what I put in. It still looked grey. So I finally resigned and said, no, I tried to lift up one of the lower counters, and then I said, no, sod this, we're not going to have any cupboards here. So they're going to have a side table, a console table with the TV on. So there. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe I should go purple. And so I keep their couches and their side tables, and I go with this purple theme and remove those plates. But then of course I can't have these purple walls, it looks silly. I also didn't like those chairs and that rug that looked really old-fashioned. Don't know what I'll put there around. Yeah, that one I think. But I think the walls will have to go. I wanted to put something on the wall, so I went with the purple theme. But I think I will finally end up with this wallpaper, which kind of picks up the aqua blue from the rug and sort of ties it together. And then those paintings had to go. And now, finally, I am in the household. I can change the color of all the lights, which is great. These lights will actually look white and grey once I change them instead of yellow. I really like that. And I went with the paintings they had originally, but not three on top of each other, one on each side of the room. This is the dining room, and I really struggled here. I knew what table I wanted and what chairs I wanted, but the colors, I had a hard time with this. But I kind of like the green, so initially I went with the green idea. And then I thought, those cupboards they had by the TV stand, those had plates in them. They would look much better in a dining room. So maybe I should put them here instead. Had a hard time with the rug. Decided I like the blue. Maybe I should go blue. Then I kind of realized that that's what I did in the last house. Am I going to do the same again with the same rug? That seems a bit boring, doesn't it? And then I realized that, hey, what's wrong? This is not a room. Why is this not a room? And I thought it didn't have a ceiling, but it turned out there wasn't a wall to the kitchen. There was a gap where the archway is. So I managed to make it a room. Still not happy with the walls. Until I find my favorite walls, which are these actually. And they also come with a floor panel, with and without a floor panel. But I really like this frieze at the top. It's so pretty. But sadly, it doesn't come in many colors. Very few colors. I think I might settle for white. Now I changed all the colors of the table and chairs again because I remembered I had done the exact same thing in the previous house. So I'm not going to do that again, even though I use the same furniture. And I'm going to use the one with the floor paneling as well as the frieze. I'm not quite happy with the windows covering that paneling, but that's how it is. Changing colors again and looking for hutches until I realized I can use the tall kitchen cupboards. But not those ones. I should use the ones with the plates in, of course. Which, by the way, are nicer looking. And then I had the issue of actually finding a wood color on the table that could fit with the cupboards, because they weren't the same. They just didn't match. So I went with almost black. And then all the chairs turned green again. Back where I started. And I changed all the curtains because they were sort of beige, which was not nice. I use that ceiling light a lot because it's discreet and gives fairly good light. And again, Peacemaker to the save. That green actually matches the chairs quite well, I think. And there is also a mirror that is almost the same color on the frame. I had to go for this orange trees, and I wanted ones without the red things in it, so they turned kind of purple, but I thought that was okay. On to the kitchen. This looks really weird, I think, when they have just a single corner cabinet and another single, because there's windows in between. I think I will remove those two. And I think I will change all the counters altogether and go for the same kind as in the dining room. And they seem to like black and white since they had that flooring. So I went with the ones with black tops. And I think I might have upgraded the stove actually. And the same old favorite half tile. And the small hallway. I really love those grey striped wallpaper. Another Peacemaker side table and a grey mirror this time. I didn't see when I placed the mirror that the lamps were right in it, but I will go back and fix that later. I think I also might have upgraded the cooker. Next on to the top floor, where I went in first to what I presume is Eliza's room, and I hate that bed. I immediately tried to switch out all the old-fashioned crap for more modern stuff. But then I had second thoughts, and I thought, because I kind of liked that mirror she had. I didn't like the side table and the bed, though. I thought maybe I should mix and have some modern stuff and some more old-fashioned stuff, and consciously pick the pieces of the older looking, more traditional looking stuff that I like, and more modern stuff where I don't like them. So I will switch out some of the modern stuff later on, but I think I first replace everything with modern stuff except the mirror, because I realized the mirror was kind of cute. And I think it started here, where I tried to replace that side table with Peacemakers. Then I realized the armchairs should be in the corner instead. And she can have the side table in front of the bed with a TV. And I think it was when I looked at the bookcase. I didn't like the bookcase, and also I made a vanity here, and I started out with a modern table, and I didn't like it. So eventually I decided I'm gonna go for this, and since I'm gonna have an old table here, well, I might as well have that bookcase that she had to begin with. And I think I might switch out a few more items, but I very deliberately decided to mix old and new in her room. I think that looked quite cute, actually. And I decided to switch out the curtains for these ones. I didn't know these were base game. I thought they were Vampire Pack, but they actually are base game. So I thought, why don't we use these for once when you have windows where they fit? I had to move a couple of windows, but still. I think I went back to this. It was the only one that had a nice shape. And I also switched out Peacemaker, because that side table is quite nice. And I pick a more plain side table and more plain bedside tables. But I think I don't like that bed, because it was the wrong pink color. So I think I stick with the bed and the armchairs, which are kind of modern. And this is her ensuite. I don't think I did much here. I changed the color of the mirror, and I switched out the toilet and the sink, and I changed the color of the lights so they weren't yellow anymore, and the flooring. I was kind of happy with that. And this is Bob's room, and he had sort of a blue thing going on, so I thought, okay, let's keep the blue and let's give you blue walls, and not an old crate for a bedside table. And maybe some curtains and some I think he got the industrial looking bedside tables. Yeah. And some funky lamps. I think I switched out that bookcase as well. But I let him keep his desk and let it stay light. I think he gets that bookcase instead. He didn't have an ensuite. He had to go out into the hallway to get to his bathroom. And I thought that needed a facelift. I think I made it more black actually. I gave him a cactus as well. And a potted plant. And that gold mirror, it didn't seem to match the rest of. I let him keep his training gear there and his posters because it felt like those were fitted to his personality. So I gave him black walls and white floor. And I'm adjusting all the windows so they're the same height, which I think is nice if it is. He kept his shower. I gave him a more modern toilet and some curtains. And then I realized they have balconies. So I just swapped colors on his chess table and work table, and I gave her an armchair. And then there was a shared balcony from the hallway where I just put some seating and some plants. I found those with, I think it's heather. And then I wanted to place flower boxes, but it was impossible to place it in the middle. And I struggled with this for the longest time. Then I gave up and thought, well, maybe I should place them on the inside instead. But it was really hard. On the sides it was easier. That worked quite well. But on the outside it was hopeless. I think I finally put a wall there so I could place them. And then put the fence back. Oh, it was weird. And I put some benches on the lower one. Then I think I went back to Eliza's balcony because I thought she looks like the kind who would want flowers on her balcony, and it was the same issue there, but slightly easier. And I used those white flowers because I thought it would look good with the White House. But it was finicky. But I didn't have to put up any walls, at least. And I put a more formal, strict plant in his room. And then I moved all the hedges. I didn't like the color of the flowers they had there. I went with pink instead. It's the same flowers, but a different swatch. And I think I also gave them a fountain. And I changed the mailbox. And I didn't like that terrain paint stuff. I removed all the flowers and put them outside the hedge instead. Well, first I put them in the color I prefer. From the one that was there, and some oopsie daisies. But then I realized, no, this is all wrong. I have to change this. I think I will move them all out. I decided to go with flooring instead because that is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be stones. And the terrain paint was kind of fuzzy. And I also didn't like those lights. And instead I put the flowers around the hedges on the outside and the oopsie daisies around the trees, as I tend to do. And then I wanted hedges all over. And I tried to follow the pattern they had set with hedges and the bulbous bushes in between them. What's up now? I'm looking for trees and I'm looking, oh, lampposts. I kind of fell for those lampposts. I thought they looked nice. And they give a little ambient light, at least at night. A fountain. Why not? And I moved the furniture on the porch to feel more natural. Then I went back again, and I think I don't know what I'm doing here. Decided to change the floor apparently. I think I added a little clutter. A fire alarm, that's good, a smoke alarm, and some curtains, and changed the color of the fridge and put in some knives and some cupboards with the plates, which I thought felt good in the kitchen, and it filled up that empty space. And I moved these lights that were stuck on the mirror, put up some more lights in here and changed the color. Happy about that. And then I went around the whole house and changed the color of the lamps. I decided she could have some more old-fashioned ceiling lights. They were also very yellow to begin with, which I do not like, as you've understood by now. And I didn't like those lights. I think I will take them out. Yeah, putting in these instead. And then I realized that the bushes weren't properly placed. I need to move them in and move the bushes in closer to the stony bits. And I had to correct all the flowers as well. And I moved the grill so there, and put in another tree with some daisies. And there, I think it's pretty much done there. Going to screenshots. I thought this turned out nicely. They got to keep a lot of what they had, but I changed the colors and made it a bit lighter and fresher. And this, I think, is much nicer than the old-fashioned crap they had before. And I think this looks really nice as well. I'm not that fond of those cupboard counters, but, and I think this mix with the modern and old-fashioned, I think it worked. I like it. It's sort of eclectic. And she needed a nice vanity. The bathroom is pretty much the same, and apparently she paints, so I gave her a chair that matched the easel. And I think this looks nice too, while it still keeps the part of his personality in that corner, and a more, well, a slightly more masculine bathroom perhaps. Nicer color on the chairs, and I changed the color of his workbench. And this hallway, I think it looks really nice now. It was empty before. And this looks, I think it looks cozy and sweet, and I'm really happy with the weird roof color. I think it became a feature. The roof became a feature. This house is on the gallery. I will put a link to it in the description, and if you want to check out any of the other houses, my origin ID is Vildra. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!